Now we will start the bezel of our 18 by 13 teardrop crystal with herringbone stitch. So for this I am picking up 2 11 antique ivory and 2 11 champagne, and I am bringing these down towards the end of my thread and tying a double knot very carefully like this, holding the two threads, the tail and our thread. And now moving up into the 211 champagne and pulling in the thread up through the 211 antique ivory, again pulling up the thread, holding this tail, and here is our component with 2 pairs in our herringbone chain. And now you can see right now I'm exiting through this antique ivory, so I'll pick up antique ivory first and then 11 champagne. So here I have picked up these 2 beads, moving down into this adjacent 11 champagne, bringing up the thread in front, moving up through the 2 11 antique ivory. So here I have added 3 pairs of 11 in my herringbone stitch, again picking up 2 11 first the antique ivory and then the 11 champagne, going down into this adjacent 11 champagne, moving up, bringing the thread in front, moving up through the 2 11 antique ivory like this. Sorry, I have added the 4th one and now picking the 5th pair like this, down through the 11 champagne, bringing the thread in front, moving up through the 2 11 antique ivory like this. You can see I have added 5 pairs of 11s in my herringbone chain, and for bezeling this teardrop crystal of size 18 by 13 we need a chain of 35 pairs of 11s. So we are going to make the chain with 35 pairs. Here I have added 5, I'll be adding 30 more and come back. So here I have completed my chain with 35 pairs of 11s. Let us just count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32 and 3, 35. So here is our 35 pairs in our herringbone chain, and now I'm going to make a ring with this. So I'm bringing the 2 ends closer like this, and now as I'm exiting through this 11, I'm going to pass through the 11 antique ivory on the other side, up through the 11 champagne, down through the 11 champagne on the first side, and now just pulling the thread tight into the 2 pairs once again, these 2 11 antique ivory back into the 2 pairs of 11 champagne. So here we have made the ring, and now We are going to create a tip as we have to make the bezel case for our teardrop crystal. So here you can see right now I'm exiting through this 11O champagne. So I'm going to skip this 11O on the top and I'm passing through this next 11O. Just bringing it in front, bringing the thread in front, pulling the 11O that we skipped up and creating the tip like this. So we have created this tip, moving down into the next 11O, just pulling it tight. And now as I'm exiting through this 11O, I'm going to pick up 115O champagne. Just keep your thread nice and tight here. And into this 11O, through which I'm exiting right now, and into the next one, like this. And here we have added the 15O to this 11O champagne. You can see this. Again picking up 115O champagne and into this 15O, like this. Back into these two 11Os and into the next one, to which we are going to add our 15O, like this. Again picking up 115O champagne and into this 15O, up through these two 11Os and into the next one. Picking up 115O champagne into the 15O, up into these two 11Os and into the next, to which we are going to add the 15O. Again picking up 115O, down through the one we added just now, up through these two and into the third one. So this way we are going to add these 15Os throughout this round of 11Os till we reach this last 11O just before the 11O that to which we have created the tip. So here I have reached this last 11O on this side and I'm picking this 15O champagne and into this 15O, into this picking into this tip, picking up 115O champagne. Now for this tip I'm just passing through this 11O, bringing it down into this next 11O and the next two. So here I'm passing through these next two 11Os, like this. I'm coming down through this 15O and now picking up 115O champagne and into this next, this 11O to which I have to add the 15O and into the next one. Now I'm passing through the two 11Os, like this. Again moving back into these two 15Os and now into this one, the tip that we have created, and into the first one on this side, like this, up through these two 11 rows. Like this, we have created the tip. You can see the look. And now into the next two 11 rows. And moving back up through the two 11 row antique ivory. And here again we are going to create the tip, but before that we are going to cut the tail off. And you can see this was the 11 row, this was the tip here. So we have to create the tip with this 11 row antique ivory at the back. So again I'm going to skip this 11 row and down into these two 11 rows. Just pull the 11 row antique ivory up for creating the tip, like this. And now I'm going to place my teardrop crystal into the case very gently, as it's a herringbone case, so it may get slipped down, so we have to place it very carefully into the case. And now as I'm exiting through these two 11 rows, now just in case, to avoid the chances of this teardrop crystal slipping out from the front side, we can do one thing. I just show you. You can see right now I'm exiting through this 11 row antique ivory. So I'm going to pass through this adjacent 11 row champagne and into this 11 row, this adjacent 15 row champagne, like this. And I'm going to pass through all these 15 rows. I'm going to pass through the 15 rows, just to create the, it will not only create the perfect shape, it will also close the bezel case from the front, and there will be no chances of a teardrop crystal falling down from the front. There will be no risk of it. Just to avoid it, we are passing through all these 15 rows. You can see the look we are getting here, and into these 15 rows. But here again we are going to skip the 15 row on the top. Just skip the top one and into the next 4 or 5 15 rows. Bring the thread in front, and here we go. So you can see the look. And now as I'm exiting through this 15 row, up into the adjacent 11 row, and into these 4 11 rows, like this. Now skipping this one, to which we have created the tip, and into the next two 11 rows, like this. And now we are going to close it from the back side. See, this is the front side. Now, as I'm exiting through these two 11O antique ivory, I have picked up one 11O champagne, moving back into these two 11O antique ivory. So I have added this 11O champagne to this pair, stepping up into the next pair of 11O antique ivory, again picking up one 11O champagne and into the pair of 11O antique ivory like this. Now into the next pair of 11O antique ivory, picking up one 11O champagne and into the pair of 11O antique ivory, into the next pair, again picking up one 11O champagne and into the same pair, stepping up into the next pair of 11O antique ivory. So this way I'm going to add these 11O champagne to the pairs of 11O antique ivory. So you know that we added 35 11O antique ivory here, 35 pairs in our herringbone chain. So we have 35 11O antique ivory here. We have skipped this one on the top, so we are left with 34. And as we are adding the 11O champagne to the pair of 11O antique ivory, so in all we are going to add 17 11O champagne. So here I have added 1 2 3 4. I'll be adding 13 more and come back. And here I'm adding my last 11O champagne to this last pair of 11O antique ivory like this. So here you can see the look, and now I'm stepping up into this 11O champagne, and now I'm going to add 15Os. So here I have picked up one 15O champagne into this next 11O, my second 15O, third 15O, fourth 15O. Now after adding 1, 2, 3, 4 15Os, I'm going to skip the 2 beads. So here I'm passing through these 3 11Os together. Now picking up one 15O champagne and into the next 3 11Os together. Again picking up one 15O champagne and into these next 3 11Os together. And now I'm going to add 15Os. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here you can see I added 4 15Os on this side, then skip 2 beads, then added 1 15O, skip 2 beads, 1 15O, skip 2 beads, and then I added 4 15Os on this side. And now I'm picking up 1 15O champagne and into this next 11O champagne and adding this 15O on the top. So this is the look after completing this round, and now I'm stepping up into the first 15O champagne that I added in this round. And now picking up one 15O champagne into the next 15O, the second 15O champagne into the next 15O, the third 15O champagne into this next 15O added in the last round. And now after adding 3 15Os now in this round, I have reached this point. So now I'm going to pick up 2 11O champagne and I'm going to pass through this next 15O champagne, that I added after skipping the 2 beads in between, like this. And now again I'm picking up 2 11 champagne. Here again I skip 2 beads at the bottom, and I'm passing through this next 15 champagne I added at the bottom, like this. Again picking up 2 11 champagne, and into the, here again I have skipped the beads, so I'm going to pass through this 15 champagne that I added after skipping the 2 beads. So at the bottom I have added 3 pairs of 11 1, 2 and 3 pairs of 11 and now I'm going to add 3 15 champagne as I did on this side. So first 15, the second 15, and the third 15. Like this, and you can see the look. And now into the 11, skipping this 15 at the top and into this 11, like this. Stepping up into the 15 champagne, these two 15, like this. And now I'm going to pick up 1 15 champagne into this 15, second 15 champagne, third 15 champagne, and into the 2 11 that I added, fourth 15 champagne into the 2 11 that I added at the bottom, fifth 15 champagne into the 2 11, sixth 15 champagne, seventh 15 champagne, eighth 15 champagne, now after adding these 8 15s down through this 15 champagne, picking up 1 15 champagne and into this 15 champagne on the other side, just next to the 11, like this. Stepping up into these 2 15s, now again picking up 1 15 champagne, the first one in this round, second 15 champagne. Now after adding these 2 15s, I'm picking up 1 11 champagne and into the next 15 added in the last round. Again the second 11 into this next 15 added in the last round. The third 11 into this 15 added in the last round. So I have added 3 11s at the bottom, and now picking up 1 15 champagne into this 15, the second 15 of this round, like this, and into this 15, the next one, into this 15 that we added in between here, into this next 15 on the other side, up through these two 15s. And now Picking up 115 champagne, the second 15, and now I'm going to pass through all these three 11 together without adding any bead in between. Now picking up 115 champagne into this 15, again picking up 115 champagne, now down through this 15, picking up 115 champagne into this adjacent, this 15 just opposite to this one, or you can see this one is 1 2 3 third from here, so 1 2 3 third from here, up into these two 15s, picking up 115 champagne into this next 15, and now into these three 11s and picking up one 11 champagne, again passing through all these three 11s like this, adding this 11 at the center here into this 11, into this 15. Now as we are closing it, I'm not going to add any bead here. After exiting through this 15, I'm going to pass through this 15 that I added just before this 11. So here, closing it, up into this next, this 15, into this 15 added in the middle, down through these 15s, into this 15, now into the 11, the single 11 that we just added, up through the 15, the same 15, like this. Now after exiting through this 15, up through this 15, this one, the second, third and the fourth 15. Now push it in. We are going to tie a knot. So for this I am passing through this 15, one more 15 into the 11, down into this 15 champagne and into the 11. Now we can easily tie a knot here. In between this 11 champagne and the 11 antique ivy, like this, into this next 15. Now I'm going to pass through a couple of beads, the 11, 15, the 11, 15, and a couple of more beads like this, and we can cut our thread off. So here we have bezel teardrop crystal. So friends, here we have completed the 3 components of our pendant, the upper one, the center one, and the bottom one. And in my next video, I will show you how to make it into a pendant and a necklace for it. So friends, if you like my designs and tutorials, please do subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next video. Thank you and namaste.